For making this project, I've used Nepal by Drops in these 3 shades. This is a worsted weight yarn and it calls for a 5mm crochet hook. There are 75 meters in 50 grams and it's a mix of wool and alpaca. So it's perfect for a warm cardigan and it's a really nice and soft yarn. You will also need a 5mm crochet hook, some stitch markers, tapestry needle, and a pair of scissors. We start round number 1 by making a magic ring and 2 chains. These 2 chains do not count as a stitch. So here I'm going to start working the 2 chains. And then I'm going to place 12 double crochet into the ring. And after working the 12 double crochets, I'm going to pull the yarn tail in order to close the ring and work a slip stitch to the first double crochet of the round. And you're going to work 1 chain and cut the yarn. And this is round number 1 completed. And you should have 12 double crochets in total. Now you're going to attach the white color in any double crochet from the previous round, and this is going to be round number 2. And I always like making a knot in order to make sure the yarn is not going to unravel. And you're going to work 3 chains and you're going to work 1 treble, 2 together into the same space. And for making a treble 2 together, you're going to yarn over twice and you're going to start making your treble crochet and you're not going to finish, and you're going to yarn over again and start another treble. And now you will have 3 loops on your hook and you will close them all together, and this is going to count as the first treble 3 together. You're going to work 2 chains and work another treble 3 together. So you're going to yarn over twice and insert your hook, pull over 2 loops, yarn over and pull over those 2 loops, and you're going to treble again, yarn over again twice and insert your hook and start working on a normal treble, and then yarn over twice again and work another treble. You won't finish any of those 2 trebles, and when you have 4 loops on your hook, you're going to close them all together and you're going to work 2 chains. So we're going to work them again. So you're going to yarn over twice and insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up 2 loops, yarn over and pull up 2 loops, and don't close that stitch now. Yarn over again and start making another treble without closing, and yarn over again and start making another treble. And now you should have 4 loops on your hook and you're going to close them all together. and work 2 chains. And as you can see, these are the petals of our flower, which consists of 1 treble 3 together into each stitch. So you're going to continue working on the petals. So you're going to work 1 treble 3 together into each stitch, separated by 2 chains, until you have 12 petals in total. And now at the end of the round, working the last 2 chains, and you're going to work a slip stitch into the first treble 3 together of the round, and you're going to work 1 chain and cut the yarn, and this is round number 2 completed. And you should have 12 petals in total at the end of round number 2. Now you're going to attach your pink color into any 2 chain space from the previous round. And you're going to work 3 chains, and these 3 chains are going to count as the first double crochet of the round, and work 2 double crochets into the same space. You're going to go to the next chain space and work 3 half double crochet. And as you can see, I'm hiding the yarn ends as I go, so I'm crocheting over them, so you don't need to sew them at the end of your work. And I'm going to go to the next chain space and work 3 half double crochets there as well. And now you're going to go to the next chain space and work a corner space, and a corner space is going to be 3 double crochets into the same space, two chains, and 3 double crochets all into the same space. And this is going to be the first corner space of our square. And this is the first side, and you're going to repeat the same on each side of your square 3 more times. So you're going to work 3 half double crochets into the next 2 chain spaces. So here I have the first set of half double crochets. I'm going to go to the next chain space and work 3 more half double crochets. And now I'm going to work another corner space into the next chain space. So you're going to work 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets all into the same space in order to create another corner space. As you can see here, the square is already taking shape, and you just need to repeat the previous steps until you have 4 sides and 4 corner spaces in total. So I'm going to go ahead and continue working on my square, and I will meet you at the end of the round. This is how your square should be looking by now, and you should have 4 sides and 4 corner spaces. So we're going to create the last corner space. So for that, you're going to work 3 double crochets into the last chain space. And now you have the 4 corner spaces, as you can see here. And in order to close, we're going to work 1 chain, and you're going to work a single crochet into the 3rd chain from the initial 3 chains. And this is your round number 3 completed. Now for round number 4, you're going to work 3 chains and work 1 double crochet into that same space and 1 double crochet into the next 12 stitches. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue working until I get to the next corner space. Now I've worked 12 double crochets in total, and you're going to work another corner space into the next chain space. This time you're going to work 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets all into the same space. And this is going to be the first corner space completed. Now you're going to repeat the same steps on each side of your square. And when you get to the last chain space, you're going to work 2 double crochets into that chain space, 2 chains, and a slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the initial 3 chains. And you're going to work 1 chain in order to secure your work. And now you can cut the yarn and your square is completed. You're going to make 54 squares for size medium, and after you have the 54 squares, we're going to start making the panels for your cardigan. This is going to be the back panel of your cardigan, and you're going to arrange your squares in 5 rows and 4 columns with the right side of your work facing you. And first you're going to attach them horizontally, as I'm showing you here. So you're going to attach each pair of squares horizontally. You will start from the top right hand corner and join the squares from right to left. And then you will use the same pink color and you will use your crochet hook in order to join the squares together. Now you will take the first and second square from row 1 and holding them with the right side together, so the wrong side should be facing you. You're going to attach the yarn through both chain spaces and work 1 chain. And the 1 chain is going to count as the first single crochet. And then you're going to work a single crochet into the next 16 stitches, making sure you are pulling the hook through both squares to ensure you are joining them together. So as you can see here, I'm going through both loops in both squares and I'm joining them together. And as I work the single crochets, I'm also weaving in the yarn ends. So I'm crocheting over them. So when you're finished with your crochet cardigan, you won't have too many ends to weave in. So I'm going to go ahead and continue working a single crochet into the next 16 stitches, and I will show you what to do next. I've worked 16 single crochets, and when I get to the chain space, I'm going to work a single crochet. Now you're going to take the next pair of squares with the right side facing together and lean them against the first two squares. Keeping them close together, you're going to work one single crochet into the chain space. And then you're going to work a single crochet into the next 16 stitches, making sure you're joining them together. I'm going to go ahead and continue joining the squares, and I will show you what to do next. So now I've joined them together, and you're going to continue working the exact way. So you're going to take another pair of squares and join them as we did before until all your row is completed, is joined. So as before, you're going to work a single crochet into that chain space, and then you will work one single crochet into the next 16 stitches and one single crochet into the next chain space. So I'm going to go ahead and I will show you how my row looks like once it's joined. I'm now working on the last single crochet of the row. So this will be the single crochet into that chain space. And you're going to work one chain in order to secure your work. And now you're ready to cut the yarn. You will continue joining horizontal rows in the same way until you have joined them all together. And after you join them all together, you will work on the vertical joins. You're going to turn your work 90 degrees, so now the vertical side is horizontally, and you're going to repeat the same steps than before. And once you get to the join of the squares, you're going to work one chain, and you're going to continue repeating the same steps. So in this case, I'm going to work one single crochet into the corner space, and then one single crochet into each stitch available, so into the next 16 stitches, and you're going to repeat the same steps until all your squares are joined together. I'm almost now in another join, and I wanted to show you again. So you're going to work one chain and now skip the join and work one single crochet into the next chain space of your squares, and then you're going to continue repeating the same steps until all your squares are joined vertically. And then you're going to repeat the same steps for all the columns. Now all the squares for the back are joined together, and this is how the right side of your work is going to look like. And then you're going to repeat the same steps for joining the front panels, and you're going to need 2 rows of squares and 4 columns for each front panel. Now for making up the cardigan, you're going to place the 2 front panels on top of the back panel with the right sides touching, and you're going to use a yarn needle and the same pink color, and we're going to whip stitch along each shoulder seam. You're going to insert your yarn needle over the 2 loops of both squares, both panels. And now you're going to start sewing the pieces together by going through both loops, in and out, until the 2 pieces are joined together. And as I sew the pieces together, I also like hiding the yarn ends as I go. So then it's much easier when your cardigan is finished and you don't have 1,000 yarn ends to weave in. So I'm going to go ahead and continue joining the pieces together, and I will show you how it looks at the end. Now I'm almost at the end, so I'm going to go through one of the loops in order to secure the yarn and make sure it doesn't unravel, and pull tight. Now I'm going to hide that last end, and for that I'm going to go through the stitches at least 3 times back and forth to make sure the stitches don't unravel. And once that's done, I can go ahead and cut the yarn, and the pieces are now attached. And I'm going to repeat the same with the other front panel. Now, in order to create the perfect sleeve for your cardigan, you will need to work a row of double crochets around the vertical sides of the sleeve panel. This way you will add a few centimeters or inches to achieve the right measurements for each size. You're going to attach the pink color to any corner space, and then you're going to work 3 chains. And these 3 chains are going to count as the first double crochet. And then you're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 16 double crochets. Now you're going to work a double crochet into the next corner space and 1 double crochet into the join between the 2 squares. And then you're going to repeat these steps along the side of your sleeve until the end of the row. Now I'm working the last double crochet of the row. I'm going to work 1 chain to secure my work. And now you can cut the yarn, and you're going to repeat the same steps on the opposite side of the sleeve. And this is the way your sleeve is going to look like after you work 1 row of double crochets on each side. Now we're going to attach the sleeves to the cardigan. So you're going to open up your cardigan with the wrong side facing you. You're going to fold your first sleeve in half so the long edges meet, and locate the center point at the top edge. And you're going to line this up with the shoulder seam of the body so the right sides are together. Use color pink and whip stitch to attach the sleeves to the body. Once the sleeves are attached, you're going to fold the cardigan along the shoulder edge so that the round sides are touching, and sew the underarm and the side seams using the color pink. And in this case, I'm going to use the crochet hook, and I'm going to work one single crochet into each stitch in order to join the sides together. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue joining the sides and the sleeves, and I will show you what to do next. Once your cardigan is all joined, we're going to work on the border and the neckline. And with the right side of the cardigan facing you, you're going to attach the pink yarn to the bottom corner space of the right side panel. And with a crochet hook, you're going to work 3 chains. And you're going to work 1 double crochet into the same space. And now you're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 16 double crochets. You're going to work 1 double crochet into the next chain space and 1 double crochet into the join between the 2 squares, as we did for the sleeves. And another double crochet into the next chain space. And before finishing this row, we're going to stop and place a stitch marker on the top of the cardigan. So for this, you're going to count 4 double crochets, and on the 4th, you're going to place the stitch marker on one side of the neckline, and you're going to go on the other side, count 4 double crochets, and place another stitch marker on the 4th double crochet. And that's going to be the neckline of our cardigan. And when you get to the stitch marker, after working 1 double crochet into each stitch available, you're going to remove the stitch marker, and you're going to work 1 half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. And you're going to place the stitch marker back after working the first half double crochet. Then you're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 2 chain spaces available. So you're going to place 1 single crochet into that chain space, 1 single crochet into the join from the shoulders, and it could be a bit hard, and then 1 double crochet into the next 2 chain space. And after that, you're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 16 stitches from the neck. And now we're going to repeat what we did on the opposite side. So you're going to work a single crochet into the next chain space, 1 single crochet into the join from the shoulders, 1 single crochet into the next chain space, and work one single crochet in the following chain space if you have one. And then you're going to work one half double crochet into the next 4 stitches, including the stitch with the stitch marker. And then you're going to continue working one double crochet into each stitch available until the end of the row. And don't forget to place a stitch marker back on the 4th half double crochet. And when you get to the end, you're going to work 2 double crochets into the last corner space of the cardigan. You're going to work 2 chains and turn your work. And now you're going to work 1 double crochet into that first space, and then you're going to work 1 from post double crochet, followed by a back post double crochet. And for working the back post, you're going to go behind the post and work a normal double crochet. And now this is a sequence you're going to follow. You're going to work a front post double crochet, and as you can see there, I'm going under the post and a back post double crochet until you get to the stitch marker. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue working this way until I get to the stitch marker. You're going to remove the stitch marker and work 1 half double crochet into the next 4 half double crochet. And remember to place the stitch marker back onto the first half double crochet. And then you're going to work 1 single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row until you reach the first half double crochet from the previous row. And now you're going to work 1 half double crochet into the next 4 half double crochet of the previous row. And you can remove the stitch marker in order to work the last half double crochet, and remember to put it back after you work the last half double crochet. And now you're going to continue working that sequence of front post double crochet and back post double crochet in order to create the ribbon until the end of the row. This is the last double crochet of the row, of row number 2. And now you're going to repeat this row until you have 5 rows in total. I'm going to go ahead and continue repeating row number 2 until I have 5 rows in total, and I will show you how the neckline and the border look at the end. I've completed the 5 rows, and this is how the neckline is going to look like, and the ribbed border of the cardigan. And the only thing left to do is to attach the buttons. I've used 5 buttons, so you're going to put it on the left side ribbon of your cardigan, and only until you reach to your chest. So this will create like a V-neck shape to your work. And you won't need to create buttonholes, as the spaces from the ribbon can be stretched enough to insert the buttons. Now we need to work on the cuffs of the sleeve, and for that you're going to attach the pink yarn to the bottom edge of the sleeve seam, and you're going to work 2 chains and 1 double crochet into the next space. And those 2 chains and the double crochet are going to count as the first double crochet 2 together. And then you're going to work 1 double crochet 2 together across the next 2 spaces. And this is the way you're going to continue working across the cuffs of the sleeves. You're going to work 1 double crochet 2 together until the end of the round. I'm now working on the last double crochet 2 together of the round, and you're going to work a slip stitch into the first double crochet of the round in order to join the round. And this is how your sleeve is going to look like after working all the decreases. And now for round number 2, you're going to work 2 chains and then you're going to work a front post double crochet over the next stitch, followed by a back post double crochet in the next double crochet. And now this is a sequence you're going to repeat across round number 2. And when you're working the front post double crochet and the back post double crochets, you're going to go through the double crochets 2 together from the previous round. I'm going to go ahead and continue working on the cuffs, and I will meet you at the end. I'm almost at the end of round number 2, and after working the last back post double crochet, you're going to work a slip stitch into the first front post double crochet of the round in order to join your work, and you're going to work 2 chains, and now you're going to repeat round number 2. So you're going to work 1 front post double crochet followed by a back post double crochet across the round, and you're going to repeat round number 2 until you have 6 rounds in total for size medium. I now finished the cuffs, and this is how they look like after you completed all the rounds. And now the only thing left to do is to weave in all the ends. So now I wanted to show you how to start working on the bottom edge of your cardigan in order to create the same ribbon effect with it on the front. And you need to have the right side of your work facing you, and you're going to attach the pink yarn to the right bottom edge of your cardigan. And then you're going to repeat the same ribbed border that we worked on the front. So you're going to work one front post double crochet followed by one back post double crochet all along the edge until it's covered. And for size medium, you're going to work on the ribbon until you have 7 rows in total. Now this is the end of the tutorial, and this is how the cardigan turned out. And as you can see, it's a really comfortable cardigan and really warm. I hope you enjoy watching this tutorial, and I hope you can make it too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!